All right, I hope you guys enjoy that little cinematic of the front mount intercooler and the car. So now actually installing that. I'm gonna show you guys exactly step by step what you guys have to do in order to install this. Some of you guys may know, this is a 2018 STI, but if you guys don't know, now you do. So this is what we're gonna be installing it on. There is a little bit of a difference on this model than there is on previous generations, and I'll go ahead and get into that later. Without further ado, let's go ahead and grab some of the tools that we need, and then let's get some of these things taken off that we're gonna need to remove. So the first step in doing this front mount intercooler, we're going to have to take off this front crash bar or reinforcement. There's gonna be 4 bolts on each side that is holding this thing in. I think they are 12mm bolts. Let me check really quickly. Yep, 12mm bolts, so go ahead and take those ones out. There's gonna be 2 right there, 2 underneath it, and then going to the other side, there's gonna be 2 right there, and then 2 more underneath. And then you can go ahead and just take this little piece off because you're not gonna need that anymore. So let's go ahead and take this off. Alright you guys, so after you guys got that crash bar or support off, this is what it looks like. Next we got 2 more metal bracket things or support pieces that we have to take off on each side. And I already did this just now, like 5 seconds ago, but the SD card that I was using is like corrupt. Every time I press record on it, after like 17 seconds, it says error on the SD card. I didn't realize that when I first started recording, doing this front mount intercooler. So I got all the way up to the point where I removed all those brackets and did a little bit more than that. I reversed everything so I can re-record this for you guys the proper way instead of skipping some stuff. So anyways, this is the brackets that you guys are gonna want to remove. So on each side, there's gonna be this bracket right here. There's gonna be a bolt here, a bolt here. There's gonna be 2 more bolts at the end of this bracket that are holding it right about here. It's kind of hard to see my finger. But there's 2 more bolts right there and 1 more down there. So on each side, you want to go ahead and remove this piece. And I think these are 14mm bolts, 4 of them on each side. And then here's the other one. It's a little bit easier to access. This is the 2 bolts that I'm talking about that will be on the other side. They look like that. So you want to remove those 2 bolts. And then the 2 in the front. Now you could actually completely skip on removing these 2 bolts. On the left side, this is the passenger side of the car, because you are going to have to, on the 18 and plus models, they have this extra stuff going on here. So even when you remove this, you have this metal piece still sticking up. You're gonna have to cut it. Otherwise, the pipe for the ETS pipe that I have for the front mount intercooler, it will not clear. So this is what I was talking about when I said I didn't realize my SD card was having errors. So I removed both of the brackets, then I cut this, then I went and looked at my footage and I realized I didn't even have any footage. So here I put both of the brackets back on, but I can't take the cutaway. So anyways, I'm telling you guys right now, so you guys know, on an 18 and plus model STI, you have to cut it right about here, best you can, with like an angle grinder or whatever, power tool. Just some kind of a saw, just cut this right here, and then your pipe should clear. Otherwise, it's gonna be hitting this metal piece, and you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about if you don't cut that. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take out the 2 bolts back there. This piece will come out, and then you want to go on the right side, take off the 2 bolts right here, the 2 bolts back there. And that's what it looks like. You could remove those 2 bolts first, then remove this bracket, and then you're gonna have that little metal piece attached to this piece and then cut it if that's easier for you, or you can save the time and just cut it right now. But again, you just want to cut it right there, just along these 3 dots. That will give the pipe enough room to clear for the front mount intercooler, at least the one that I have for the ETS. Now what we're gonna have to do is take off the right side as well. Now actually to get to the 2 bolts on this one, you do have to remove this windshield wiper reservoir. There's gonna be a bolt right down here. This is a 10mm bolt, a 10mm bolt, and there's gonna be another 10mm all the way back there. It's very hard to see because it's dark, but I promise you it's back there. You're gonna have to get a long extension. I'm talking like a long one. So go ahead and get an extension, 10mm, get all 3 of these bolts out. This should move a little bit. It's not gonna completely disconnect because there's another hose back there, but just kind of get it out of the way so you can maneuver it and get those 2 bolts out, and then get these 2 out right here. So this is the extension I'm talking about. It's like my hand for reference. You really want to get a long one. So you're gonna need to get this guy, and you're gonna shove it way up in there. Like literally that's all the way where the bolt's at, and then that's how much room I have left to just spin it. So you need a long extension. It's kind of hard to record that part, so let me get that bolt out and then I'll get these two out. So there she is, got the bolt out. It wasn't coming out, so I had to use a magnet. So there's this one. There's another one. Then you can just go ahead and grab this windshield wiper reservoir and take it off like that. But also pull out that little, you know, the tube that goes down in here. Just go ahead and pull it out from the top. And then there you go. Now you can maneuver this enough to where those two bolts are exposed and you can get them out. So you also want to use kind of a longer extension for this 14mm bolt. This is that metal piece I was talking about on that side that needs to be cut right about here. This one is fine. This one does not get in the way. I don't know why. On this side you don't have to cut it. On that side you do. But this is what happens. Like it leaves this little flap, and that little flap gets in the way of the pipe. So you just gotta cut it. Now we're gonna go ahead and relocate this horn and this horn right here. So with this horn, all you gotta do, you gotta take it off. So that's the horn. Very simple to relocate this. All you do is flip it backwards like so, and then screw it back on. So after that, getting that nice and tight, what I would actually recommend doing is unclipping this, routing it behind this, and then clipping it back. It just looks a lot cleaner that way, in my opinion. Just like so. So now when I hit the horn, I'll scare the shit out of my passengers. Now with this, we might have to move it. Next, you want to get this bolt right here, and you want to remove it because this is the bolt that's going to be securing the front mount intercooler. So don't lose this bolt because you're going to need it. All right, next we want to relocate this because this is going to obviously get in the way. I think the best place to relocate this would just be right directly behind this. Like that, and just go ahead and zip tie this. So just go ahead and get a zip tie, snake it through here. But don't pull too tight on the zip tie because you'll break it. Just kind of zip tie it, secure it as good as you can so it doesn't vibrate and make noise. Still not very happy with that, so I think I'm going to try to zip tie it through here too. So I went ahead and got a zip tie under here as well, looping it this way. And just like this, that's not going anywhere. Now let's get the front mount intercooler on here. Alright, so I went ahead and put on the couplers on this side and the hose clamps. These can be a pain in the ass. So I went ahead and did it before this got on the car. Let's go ahead and get it on the car now. Kind of just do your best here. Don't push on this though because you could damage it. And don't get the bolt in all the way because you need to get the sides in. Now you want to grab the spacer, the bolt, the imaginary washer that I do have, but I don't. You should have, and then go ahead and put it on. So it should go bolt, washer, front mount intercooler, spacer behind it, frame of the car. And the ETS bolts that they supply are actually 13mm. So go ahead and get that shit out. At this point, you can go ahead and tighten everything down. All right, let's go ahead and relocate this right here. This could possibly not even get in the way, but I'm going to relocate it anyways. And I'm gonna show you guys where I'm gonna put it. So go ahead and just take out this 12mm bolt right here, and that's gonna loosen this thing up. All right, now that you have that bolt out, I want you guys to take this little thing out where the harness is. So push down onto the clips and then pop it out. Kind of like that, you should be able to pop it out. All right, now that you have all this slack, you want to grab the horn. You want to put it right here, just like that. And then you want to tie that down with the nut. That'll go right there. It's already there. And then you want to grab this harness, clip it in right there. So you want to grab the horn, grab a little nut, and just literally tie it down right there. It's a 10mm bolt. There we go. So now that's relocated. Now we have all this space right here for the pipe to go through. And we have all this space right here for this pipe just to sneak right in here, to come right out of here. All right, next on the agenda, we're gonna go ahead and get the coupler right here on the throttle body and the coupler right here on the turbo. Now, do the same thing that I did with these. Go ahead and put the couplers or the little hose clamps onto the coupler first. Get it on there as loose as possible, just enough for the nut to be holding it together. And then put it on. Do that on each one as well over there. And once we got those in, we'll go ahead and start fitting the pipes. Here's the couplers. I went ahead and put on the hose clamps onto it. These ones are easy to put on. The ones right here were a pain in the ass, so I went ahead and put them on before the front mount and kind of did them off camera a little bit. But these ones are easy. So go ahead and put on the one with the small end, and it's got a bigger end. It's a 90 degree. This goes onto the turbo since I have a stock turbo. This just kind of goes on like that at an angle. And then this one, it also has a small end and a bigger end. And this one goes on with the big end onto the throttle body like so. And the small end is going to go for your piping. So I'm going to go ahead and get those on. And oh yeah, another tip for this whole install that's going to help a whole bunch. You want to go ahead and grab a rag or something, soak it in soap and water, just get a really nice lubrication going. And then you want to put this on inside your couplers and onto your pipes and anywhere you're going to be putting those on, because dry rubber going onto metal is a pain in the ass and it's not going to work for you. So just go ahead and lubricate that up. This is good to use because it dries up and you got nothing to worry about. So after getting a lot of soap on there and onto the turbo area, you want to go ahead and get this, slide it on like that. As you can see, it sat on there. And slide it on and get it kind of tight, just enough so it doesn't slip off, but you want to be able to move it up and down depending on how the pipe's going to be situated. So same thing for the throttle body. So just go ahead and get it on here all the way up to here. Then get these couplers on and go ahead and tighten this coupler down all the way. Get it nice and tight so this does not move anymore. And then this one can stay loose until the pipe gets on here. So get this one pretty tight. So she's definitely not going anywhere. So this one I also got kind of tight. Just as you can see, I can still move it if I need to, and that's what you guys should do as well. Now with that coupler fitted, that one fitted, those two fitted, there's one more thing we have to do on this left side to prepare it, and then we can go ahead and start. We'll get the left side pipes in first, because they don't really have anything on them. On the right side, we got the blow-off valve, and we got the speed density sensor, so we'll just do that last. So with the ETS front mount intercooler kit, you're gonna get this little spacer screw-on thing. It's like a female to male, or female to female little adapter. And basically what you wanna do, you want to get your coolant reservoir, that little bolt that's right here in your coolant reservoir. You want to take that out, and then you want to screw this into it. Now, on the other side, that's where the front mount intercooler is going to screw onto. So go ahead and do that. Let's take off the bolt. Go ahead and get this little piece on. Screw that on. It's a 13. Get it on there fairly tight. And now this side is ready for the pipe. So the first pipe you want to grab is going to be this one right here. This is very bright in the light, but this is the shape. So it's got a long, it's got a 90 degree, and it kind of comes up again. So there's a good look on the pipe. This goes onto the left side. So this end plugs into the front mount intercooler core, and this comes out through there. So let me show you how it goes in there. You want to get it, kind of swerve it in here. And it kind of goes up like that. I'm just gonna set it down. So grab your soap and water mixture. You want to put it on the end of the pipe, inside of the coupler as well. Like, put a ton of it. Don't worry about it, just put a lot. And you want to go ahead and slide this end in. Now if this is loose enough, just get it barely tight. And go ahead and shove this thing in there. A lot of soap and water will help, and then with a lot of force, this thing should go in. Now you'll know it's in when you could feel the pipe, it's back here, compared to it being loose, and you can actually feel where the pipe isn't. So if this coupler was not in the way, you'd be able to feel that. Like you could feel that there's no pipe right here, compared to there's a pipe all the way right here. And when you put these couplers on, just put them all the way to the edge as much as possible. Now see, this still has movability right here, which is nice. That's what we're gonna need, so that's why we don't want to tighten that all the way. The next thing we're gonna do is grab one of these couplers right here, put one of these on each end, put soapy water mixture on the inside and on this pipe, and then try to get it on about halfway. Try to just, you know, eyeball it, try to get it about halfway in here, and then tighten it down all the way. So here's my soapy water mixture I'm putting in here. I'm gonna put it on the pipe as well, all around it. Just go ahead and slide this thing on there. There we go, you can see I got it on there. Coupler's still on. So you can tell you got it on there when it catches itself. Anyways, you want to go ahead and grab it, pull it up where it catches itself. That's where you want to tighten it down. And I went ahead and put my coupler back here to try to make it look a little nicer. You could do that with all of them as well, but you know, up to you. So get it nice and tight, because when you go to put this other pipe on, you're going to be pushing with a lot of force, and you don't want to move this coupler at all. So that's going to help you. You can kind of tell how tight I got it because it's kind of bulging up a little bit, but that's how tight I want it. I don't want any leaks or anything, and you know, that's reassurance right there. So now let's go ahead and grab the pipe that goes right here. And this should be the pipe that has the little end where you're gonna put the bolt into. So it has a little mount. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, but it has a bracket attached to it. Only one of the pipes have the bracket. All right, so this is the one I'm talking about that has got the little bracket on there. And the way that it goes on there would be like this. So you would connect it to the turbo. This little bracket would go right there, attached to that. And that end goes into the pipe. So let me go ahead and fit this in there. Just don't forget to put soapy water on the inside of that coupler, that one, and on the pipes. And you want to push until you hear the two pipes hit each other. There we go. It went past the coupler. Now you can tighten this coupler down just a little bit, so that way it kind of holds on to this pipe, but still you want it to move. And the reason I'm doing the couplers like this is because I want the logos to show. Shout out ETS. These pipes actually fit really well. All right, by the time you got that in, that's probably dry, so let's go ahead and re-soap it. And I would just say the hardest part is just getting this little lip on the pipe past the coupler on here. That's why you want to have the coupler as far up as you can. You could even do it kind of like this if it helps you. So once you kind of get it going like that, just kind of push on it same way until you won't hear anything pop, but you're gonna kind of feel it go past this. Now you can also go ahead and just go like this, and it'll go ahead and go inside of the coupler, and just do your best to try to get this thing on there. There we go, we went ahead and got it in. You can see the pipe is right there. Before tightening this one down, you wanna go ahead and get this bolt in here. You wanna get this bolt in here because then it'll show you exactly the position it needs to stay, and then you can tighten that one down. So that's just a 14mm bolt. So once you got that bolt in there, you want to go ahead and tighten that one down. So now that one's sturdy, it's not going anywhere. You guys can go ahead and tighten this coupler down. Just give it one nice little shove one more time, and then same thing with this one, just give it one nice little shove, and then tighten this one down. Then we got the passenger side piping all finished. All right, so now we got that tightened, both of those tightened, both of those tightened, and then both of these tightened down. So make sure you tighten down the one on the turbo too, because we had it loose at first, but now it's tight. Now we're gonna move on to the right side, and this is where we have to relocate the windshield wiper reservoir, blow off valve, speed density sensor, yada yada. All right, so to relocate this windshield wiper reservoir, there's gonna be these two spacers right here. These are gonna go, there's gonna be one that goes right here, and the other one goes back here where the other bolt goes, right down there. Next, we're gonna have the same kind of like thing that we put on the front mount intercooler on the passenger side. It's like the female to female connector. This screws on right here. So just go ahead and screw this on right there. So that's ready. And then you're gonna have these bolts right here with the washer. Put that through the bolt like so. And then, well actually, just gonna go spacer on the back side of this, and then you're gonna go bolt and washer on the other side. And put it in through this hole and that one right there. I would suggest doing that one first. You can actually use the bolt that you removed from there to put right in here, and it should go right inside. All right, now that we have this whole side finished, we're gonna go ahead and grab the pipes for this side. We're gonna grab the bottom pipe first. Let me go ahead and grab that for you guys really quickly. So for this side, we're gonna be using this pipe right here. It's kind of like just the letter of a J. It's gonna be installed like so, right up in here. So make sure you use the soapy water on this end and inside of the coupler. Slides it pretty easily, honestly. So there's that. And you can go ahead and get this one pretty tight. You don't have to get it too tight because you still want it to move around. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and fit this pipe in here now. Make sure you get soapy water on each end, like always. And let's squeeze them in. I actually forgot to mention, you want to do the same thing on this side like we did on that side, where we got a coupler halfway on here and tightened. And I do have to say, with these couplers or with these hose clamps, you're gonna have a battery right here. Don't forget, so you want to make sure these are aimed like over here out of the way. So I would say like that would be good. There we go, got that on the pipe. Go ahead and tighten that one all the way down. There we go. Now soapy water in here and on the other one as well, on the throttle body. And this pipe's ready to go in. So I went ahead and got both of these pipes in here. Now it's time to tighten them down. Now to connect a speed density sensor, what you have to do is buy this harness that plugs into your MAF sensor harness. So you get that connector, you unplug it, you get that harness, you plug it in, and this is basically what the plug looks like. It plugs in right from your MAF, and this will be your IAT sensor. So this just snakes under here and plugs in. There we go. Now I have a speed density sensor for the blow-off valve. Now let's get this blow-off valve on here. So go ahead and grab your rubber seal, your blow-off valve, put your rubber seal around the blow-off valve, and then try to mate that together evenly. Once you got that on there, you want to get your clamp. Get that on there as well. You might want to get some pliers to help you push this together. There we go. Now the clamp is on there very nicely. Now what I would actually do is spin this down so it looks nice, so it's nice and appealing. Like that, as you can see, it's a lot cleaner of a look like that. Then go ahead and tighten this down really good because this is your blow-off valve and you do not want this to leak. And then last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and get this. We're gonna go ahead and get this that we had laying here. This is plugged into the bypass valve, and then we're gonna go ahead and plug it in right here. And then let's secure that with a zip tie. Alright, you guys, so that pretty much does it for the front mount intercooler install. This car is pretty much ready. All I have to do now is just install the intake back and the battery, and then the car's ready to go. I have one more thing left for this car, and that is to cut out a hole for the bumper for the front mount intercooler to show through, because at the moment it's very small, doesn't have any airflow, and there's no point of having this if I'm not going to cut the bumper. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to maybe make a video, I don't know, we'll see. So I'm going to do that next. Put the bumper back on and the car is finished. Let me put on this intake, the battery, and then I'll say goodbye to you guys. Alright, you guys, my camera is running out of battery. I gotta end the video right here. And you may or you may not see another video from me cutting out the front bumper. Maybe it'll just be a really short video, I don't know. But anyways, I just know I gotta get that done and I need to do it quick. So I'm gonna go do that, get the bumper cut out. This is it for this video. I hope you guys learned how to install this from my intercooler with no problems. Hope you guys got it done. If you liked the video, go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for some more videos. Also, give me some ideas down below in the comments what else you guys would like to see from me in the near future. But anyways, until next time, you guys all have a fantastic day. I'm out.